The Art of Intimacy in End-of-Life Care, a Contemplative Approach. Today, I want to share insights about 6 key elements of contemplative care and how we can implement these principles for individuals facing the challenges of serious illnesses, particularly in the context of aging. My journey into this field began in the 1980s during the onset of the AIDS epidemic, a time when our close family friends, Jerry and Michael, fell ill. This was before the general public had a clear understanding of AIDS, and as a high school student, I found myself frequently visiting them in the hospital. These visits became a normal part of my after-school routine, as I spent time with those I cared about. However, it was disheartening to witness the inadequate treatment they received, largely due to societal fears surrounding their sexuality intertwined with their illness. This experience left a profound impact on me. Years later, in my 20s, I took on the role of primary caregiver for my grandmother, coinciding with my preparations to be ordained as a Zen Buddhist monk. At that time, I was living in Brooklyn with her. We made a heartfelt commitment to support one another. My father resided in Syracuse, and my aunt lived in Atlanta, both of whom were understandably worried about my grandmother, who was 82 and living alone after the passing of my grandfather. Despite her age, she was still actively running a remarkable art dealership and law office. One day, while we were lying on her couch, we decided to dedicate ourselves to each other's care. This commitment opened my eyes to the true meaning of caregiving, which is what I want to explore further today. How can we each pledge to care for others, pushing beyond our comfort zones and limitations to truly extend ourselves? Through my experiences with my grandmother, whom I affectionately called Mimi, I witnessed the challenges many face in simply being present with someone who is suffering. From routine doctor visits to emergency ambulance rides and eventually moving her into a hospice unit, I learned how difficult it can be for people to engage fully with the reality of the situation. Many, including well-intentioned and skilled professionals, often struggle to be fully present, as my grandmother would express, saying that they were afraid to truly pay attention. This was a painful realization for her, as she longed for genuine connection. We all know the feeling when someone enters a room. You can sense whether they are truly with you or if their mind is elsewhere, even if their body is physically present. This disconnect is something we can all relate to. My grandmother, who was a Jewish immigrant, began to notice that the individuals who came to visit her from our Zen center were different. They were not burdened by the same fears. She remarked on this difference, asking me, "What is it about your friends that makes them so unique?" One night, she woke me from my sleep, tears in her eyes, and apologized. Confused, I asked her what she was sorry for, and she replied, "I'm sorry for being a burden." This moment encapsulated the deep emotional struggles that can accompany caregiving and the importance of being present for those we love. Over the years, I struggled to grasp the essence of true love, which involves cherishing every aspect of a person, even those I couldn't comprehend. She shared that there was a part of her that felt drawn to me, calling it the same thing, a connection that frightened her because it defied her cultural norms. She wept, saying, "I'm so sorry." This revelation became one of the most profound lessons I've learned about how we contract emotions, whether small or large, and how we continue to grow by opening our hearts. The next day, she revealed a new identity. "You know, there's something to that Zen idea. I never thought I'd say this, but offering such insight to others requires starting a community where people learn about Zen practices and how to care." She believed that the stillness inherent in Zen allows us to be more present, and thus, the honorary founder of our center is Grandma Minnie from Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn, a person whose kindness resonates deeply with me. When establishing our Zen center, we named it the New York Zen Center for Contemplative Cares, emphasizing that our mission is twofold: to train individuals in Zen philosophy and to foster care. The process of training the mind and learning to serve others is inherently tied to tradition, often guided by a teacher. Seeing someone care for another person, especially during difficult times, is an extension of this practice. For me, the heart of contemplative care lies in the willingness of individuals to fully engage in their own meditation practice, rooted in a community and tradition, and to witness that care in action. We navigate this journey through the first 6 Bodhisattva precepts, beginning with the refuge of Buddha. Taking refuge in Buddha means bowing to a quality greater than ourselves, simply feeling the presence of enlightenment. It's about finding stillness in the moment, allowing mindfulness to guide us, and recognizing that many of us are drawn to spirituality, but how much of our lives do we truly dedicate to being present? Taking refuge in the Buddha is a practice that unfolds moment by moment, teaching us to respond to life's impermanence with awareness. It's rare, but essential to live by intention rather than fate. Many of us grapple with busyness, working with physicians nationwide, yet the essence of care remains a vital part of our spiritual path. You've probably heard someone say, "Oh, I'm just too busy to meditate," right? Well, I remember a story about a wise teacher named Suzuki Roshi who once pointed out that if you're so swamped you can't spare time for practice, you actually need to double your efforts. That might sound counterintuitive, but here's the catch: the real magic of meditation isn't just about carving out time. It's about sharpening your mental clarity and deepening your awareness. This is the essence of taking refuge in the Buddha, not just as a historical figure, but as a symbol of the awakened mind we strive to cultivate within ourselves. When we commit to this practice, we're not just sitting in silence, we're training our minds to see more clearly, to notice subtleties like the warmth of sunlight on your skin or the tension in your shoulders. It's about developing that kind of acute awareness that lets you truly engage with the present moment. Then there's taking refuge in the Dharma. Traditionally, this refers to the Buddha's teachings, but at our center, we've expanded that idea. We believe everything around us has something to teach us. Think about it: the way a tree bends in the wind, the rhythm of your breath, even the frustration you feel during a traffic jam. Each of these moments is a lesson in disguise. By staying open and receptive, we begin to see life as a continuous teacher. For example, when you're in a group meditation, you're not just focusing on your own experience. You start to sense the collective energy of the room, the shared humanity that connects you to others. This shift in perspective, from seeing yourself as isolated to recognizing your place in the larger web of existence, is transformative. It's like realizing you're not just holding a magnifying glass to the world is also reflecting back at you, offering insights you might never have noticed otherwise. Now, let's talk about the third pillar: taking refuge in the Sangha, or the community. This is often the trickiest part for people in Western cultures, where individualism runs deep. Classically, Sangha means the monks and nuns who follow the Buddha's path, but we take a broader view here. For us, Sangha is about finding a sense of belonging in the world. How do you do that? By actively participating in a supportive community. Imagine joining a meditation group where you can share your struggles openly, where others do the same, and where vulnerability becomes a bridge rather than a barrier. A teacher I deeply respect, Uchiyama Roshi, once described practice as learning to open the hand. What does that mean? It's about letting go of rigid thoughts and expectations, about staying curious and flexible. Think of it as a lifelong journey where you're constantly asking, how can I soften my edges? How can I be more open to experiences that challenge my usual way of thinking? For instance, maybe you find yourself thinking, I don't like that person, during a group session. Instead of pushing that thought away, you pause and ask, why does this reaction arise? Is there a conditioned pattern I'm clinging to? By gently exploring these moments, you begin to dissolve the walls between me and them, making space for deeper connection. This isn't about forcing yourself to like everyone, it's about cultivating a mindset where even discomfort becomes a teacher. In this way, the Sangha becomes more than a group of people, it's a living embodiment of the Dharma, a reminder that we're all learning, growing, and unlearning together.